Could this be the most dangerous bill for seniors in decades? Right now, deep inside the U.S. Senate, lawmakers are locked in a chaotic voting marathon pushing through a bill that could quietly strip away health care from millions of Americans, especially seniors. This bill has been called one big, beautiful bill by former President Trump, but beneath the surface, it's packed with hidden cuts, shocking tax changes, and historic debt increases. Most people aren't even aware of what's really happening. But the truth is, this legislation could affect everything from your retirement savings to the healthcare your family relies on. And the scariest part, it's already halfway through Congress and time is running out. While most headlines are focused on border walls and tax breaks for businesses, the real heart of this bill is something far more personal. It's the sweeping changes to Medicaid, America's safety net for healthcare. Tucked deep inside the 940-page bill is language that would slash Medicaid funding by over $1 trillion over the next decade. That's not just a number. It's nearly 17 million people who could lose their healthcare coverage, according to budget experts. And here's the catch: many of those people are seniors. While most assume Medicaid only helps low-income families, it's also a crucial program for older Americans, covering long-term care, nursing homes, and in-home assistance services that Medicare simply doesn't cover. Without Medicaid, many seniors would be left with nowhere to turn. Right now, as you watch this, the Senate is locked in a voterama and exhausting marathon voting session where senators race through amendment after amendment. It sounds silly, but it's serious business. In this high-stakes political game, lawmakers vote back-to-back on dozens of changes, often with little to no debate. Most of these amendments fail, but each vote reveals where senators stand and what they're willing to fight for. So far, they've only made it through a fraction of the votes after hours of debate, and insiders say this could stretch into the early hours of July 1st. Behind the scenes, senators are under intense pressure to push this bill through before the July 4th holiday. But why the rush? That's what makes this so alarming. One of the biggest selling points of Trump's bill is its promise of permanent tax relief. On paper, that sounds great. The bill eliminates taxes on tips and overtime pay, offering immediate financial relief for millions of hourly workers. But here's what they don't tell you. The bill also removes key deductions that middle-class families rely on, including a popular state and local tax deduction, extending it for only 5 years, much shorter than expected. And even worse, to pay for those tax breaks, the bill guts essential healthcare programs, shifting massive costs onto states and local communities. This means seniors and low-income families could face deep cuts to healthcare, while wealthier Americans enjoy most of the tax benefits. Certain states are bracing for impact, and seniors there could be hit first and hardest. States like Texas, Florida, and South Carolina, where many retirees live, rely heavily on Medicaid to fund elder care. If this bill passes, they could lose billions in funding, forcing nursing homes to close, home care services to disappear, and wait lists for senior programs to explode. Some lawmakers are already sounding the alarm. Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina warned that this bill would betray over 600,000 people in his state who rely on Medicaid. His emotional speech rocked the Senate floor, and he later announced he wouldn't run for re-election. Trump's response, a mocking post on Truth Social, celebrating Tillis's decision to step aside. It's not just Democrats opposing this bill. In a surprising twist, even some high-profile conservatives are speaking out. Elon Musk, usually aligned with Republican policies, slammed the bill, calling it spending insane and mocking Congress as the Porky Pig Party. Meanwhile, protests are erupting outside the Capitol. In a dramatic scene, more than 250 demonstrators from the Moral Mondays movement placed symbolic caskets on the steps of the Supreme Court, each one marked with the number of people expected to lose coverage in different states. The images were haunting and made front-page news across the country. As if healthcare cuts weren't enough, this bill also raises the federal debt ceiling by $5 trillion, pushing America's national debt to a staggering $42 trillion. That's a number most Americans can't even imagine. And here's the kicker: Republicans are using a controversial accounting trick called the current policy baseline, pretending certain tax cuts from 2017 are already permanent even though they're not. This allows them to claim the bill costs less than it actually does, slashing nearly $4 trillion off the official price tag, at least on paper. Critics call it fake math, but it passed anyway. If you think this bill is just about taxes and healthcare, think again. Lawmakers are stuffing the bill with last-minute sweeteners to secure votes. One example, a bizarre tax break for Alaskan whaling captains, negotiated by Senator Lisa Murkowski. Other senators have secured carve-outs for everything from fishing subsidies to local nutrition programs all to buy support for the larger package. But the biggest fight may still lie ahead. Even if the Senate passes the bill, the House of Representatives may reject it. House Republicans, especially those in the Freedom Caucus, are furious, claiming they weren't given enough time to review the 900-plus pages. They're threatening to block the bill unless they're allowed to rewrite major sections. Yet Trump is demanding the bill be signed by July 4th using Independence Day as a symbolic deadline. But passing a bill this massive isn't about symbolism, it's about counting votes. And right now, the outcome is far from certain. If this bill does become law, the effects will ripple across America. Millions could lose healthcare coverage. Seniors might see their nursing homes or home care vanish. State budgets could collapse under the weight of new costs. Lawsuits are almost guaranteed. But at the same time, some groups like business owners and low-tax states may see short-term gains from the tax cuts. It's a brutal trade-off and one that will likely spark even more political battles in the months ahead. Here's the bottom line. You can't afford to ignore this bill. Whether you're a senior, a taxpayer, or just someone planning for the future, what's happening in Congress right now could directly affect your life. And while terms like voterama may sound like a game show, the decisions being made in these late-night sessions are anything but fun and games. Stay informed, ask questions, and pay attention because the consequences of this bill could last for decades. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to subscribe for more clear, no-drama updates on the stories that actually affect your life. And before you go, what's the one thing in this bill that concerns you most? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading and replying. Thanks for watching and take care.